The DigiPodcast, Digital Trends in Supply Chain Management.
Supply chain management has a lot of variety and adds a big value for Siemens and its customers. But what is necessary to create added value? Today I have Peter Ziegler as my guest, who plays a major role in creating value by heading the SCM Functional Excellence. Hello Peter, thank you that you could take the time to be here my guest.
Hi Thomas, thank you for having me on this podcast.
Peter, you are heading Functional Excellence of Siemens Supply Chain Management. I would characterize your team as the strategic backbone of SCM. So what can our listeners understand by this?
Okay, so before explaining SCM Functional Excellence, I think it's important to see the overall context in which we operate. The global Siemens SCM teams are managing over 60,000 suppliers in over 100 countries and are responsible for a purchasing volume of roughly 30 billion euros, about 50% of our Siemens revenue. And this is where SCM Functional Excellence comes into play. And before I get deeper, I just want to say this. We understand functional excellence not as a function. It is rather a mindset. And functional excellence is to be understood not as a single organizational box, but as a strong network of expertise across all Siemens businesses and across the regions that drive the strategic development of SCM and at the same time lay the foundations for professional procurement. In a nutshell, I would say SCM Functional Excellence teams basically strengthen the Siemens SCM ecosystem through state-of-the-art data and platform solutions, knowledge and competence management, plus, of course, professional expertise for implementation. And I may state, and we have benchmarks, that we provide expertise, insights, and ready-to-use solutions in a fairly broad and deep topic scope.
Yeah, and these topics are?
Quite a few, and we cover all relevant SCM aspects, methods, processes, tools in the field of, I would say, general strategy, benchmarking, transformation, then carve-out, merger and acquisition projects. We cover the broad aspects of SCM performance controlling and as well as the highly demanded supply market intelligence area. And on corporate level, we are also hosting and driving the whole topic area of cost and value engineering. And I know, Thomas, you already had Klaus-Peter Schneider on this powerful topic in one of your last podcasts, haven't you?
Yes, Peter, that was a really great podcast with a lot of positive responses. But what are the fundamentals of functional excellence?
Yeah, what we call fundamentals, which is basically all the methods and support which we can give for material and negotiation strategies, for our supplier management, contract management, but also in an increasingly way, supplier innovation and supplier risk management topics. Further, I would say also fundamental is the wide and increasingly topic of SCM sustainability, both environmental and governance-related tasks. And finally, what we call our really backbone is the whole area around data management and digital platforms. I'd like to point out one thing. It is especially the interplay and interlocking of these topics and experts, the common data sharing combined with open and cross-business networks that develop a unique power and effect for SCM at Siemens. And by the way, our functional excellence slogan, Thomas, is collaborative, innovative, impactful. We call it CII and not to be mixed up with CIA.
Nice. So next time we meet the FBI probably. Could you give us a quick idea of what this means in particular?
Okay, I try. Let's take the example of sustainability. Regarding the aspect of collaborative, we established a Siemens-wide SCM sustainability network with a core team and an extended network of experts, enthusiasts, interested colleagues across all businesses, regions, pooling organization, EHS, including Siemens Sustainability Office, IT, technology. More than 250 lighthouse use cases have already been developed here in this network with over 1,300 users sharing best practices and working together. Regarding the aspects innovative, I think we have also quite a few. One example could be in that context, our cost and value engineering team, which developed the green digital twin in that context.
I know the digital twins, we worked a lot together here, but what is a green digital twin? Did you color it now green?
Yeah, in a certain way. It's I would say, a comprehensive methodology based on our CVE platform with which we can calculate the environmental footprint of components and products quite precisely, prospectively along the whole value chain from what we call cradle to grave. That means from raw material up to our products and prospectively recycling. Currently, our CV network in the business has 66 pilot cases running. And as I said, the basis is our cost and value engineering ecosystem based on Siemens Teamcenter software. We are incorporating this very promising asset as a pillar in our overall SCM sustainability roadmap. And furthermore, this solution also strengthens the DI software's digital twin suite and helps winning new customers. This example also illustrates at the same time the aspect impactful. With our solutions like this digital green twins, or for instance our carbon web assessments, we are not only impacting the supply side, our direct suppliers and the suppliers of our suppliers, but are more and more focusing on Siemens products and the overall Siemens business impact.
Great examples of the high importance of functional excellence, but how can you shoulder this?
So we have to say that we cannot shoulder these tasks alone. So our functional excellence teams and as well as the cost and value engineering teams in the businesses are to create the foundations, provide data, methods and transparency, give decision and implementation support or advice. But the responsibility for implementation, and that's the real hard thing, of course, naturally lies with our strategic buyers and R&D key colleagues in the businesses, regions, or in the pooling organization. It is important that our functional excellence experts are deeply integrated in the SCM organization. And what's the saying? Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much.
I assume that this team spirit and this standing together was also crucial why SCM mastered the corona pandemic quite well. As I remember quite well, you already gave a clear alert in January 2020 based on Supreme.
Yes, that's true. And also to be very clear here, we as FE have, of course, contributed to this success, for example, by providing up-to-date information on recent developments in the supply markets, as you said, or on the criticality of individual suppliers, and also giving concrete recommendations. And we provide dashboards, systems, and data that enable transparency and risk assessments. And as an example, you mentioned Supreme, the supply risk management companion with artificial intelligence functionality. But the key for this success is and has been the hard work of all Siemens procurement and logistics experts around the globe and the trusting and open relationship that we have established in the entire Siemens-wide SCM network over, and Thomas, you know it, many, many years. Again, across businesses, across regions, across functions.
I think that's your typical mindset because I also know you for quite a long time, more than 20 years, when we met first time in the consultancy as colleagues. So thanks a lot for your insights. So therefore, I don't want to spoil it because now comes the interesting part. Who is Peter Ziegler?
Who is Peter Ziegler? I would say family father of 3 adult or almost adult children. Someone who comes from one of the most beautiful team sports, handball, who as a native of Munich has seen and experienced quite a lot in the world, professionally and privately, and who of course loves the mountains in all facets. And in the end, Thomas, I would say someone who trusts in the good in a person and believes in the best results through effective teamwork.
And this I can only confirm. So thanks a lot, Peter, for your extremely broad, intensive insights. To all our listeners, I hope you enjoyed our episode of this DigiPodcast. If you have questions, contact Peter via LinkedIn, or if you want to find out more information about the SCM Digi Network, reach out to our internet page siemens.com/DigiNetwork. I'm looking forward to having you as a listener at our next episode. Yours, Thomas Holzner from the Siemens SCM Digi Network. Goodbye.
The DigiPodcast, Digital Trends in Supply Chain Management.